Hi, my name is Juan Cardona and welcome to this channel. God is my developer. I hope you enjoy this journey. First of all, a little introduction about me. I am an industrial engineer and an AI software developer, and I work in a company that I'm a co-founder. It's called Peace Bridge AI, and like the name, what we pretend with this is like to become a bridge in between businesses and AI. Some particular question that I got with potential customers at the beginning is like, hey Juan, how I can introduce or use AI to my business, to my company, which is, from my point of view, the wrong question. Because we all know that AI is a trend and is a game changer in every industry. But anyway, we software developer, we have to be like a problem solving mindset. We have to have a problem solving mindset. We have to be problem solvers, not just software developers. So I always say to these customers, like, the first thing is like to discover what is your workflow during what processes, and being there, what are the pain points, and discover like the what, the how, the when, and after that start to get a process to come with ideas in order to solve it. And hopefully we're going to solve it with something that involves AI, let's say automation, or maybe a large language model, or prediction, or something like that. But not always we need to use AI in order to solve a problem. So based on this experience with customers, and other things, I decide to get with this project. So I will list like three main goals of this channel. The first one is um, my to share with this community my discover in this way of God. I recently decide to follow Jesus Christ and God. Truly decide from the bottom of my heart to get Jesus Christ like my main guidance. So I was having a lot of problems in my life, a lot of things going on, and I just decided like to give my weight to Jesus, and I'm in that discovery. I'm in that path in my life, and I've just decided like it's something that I wanted to involve in whatever I decide to do, in share my knowledge with the community. So that's the first goal, which is like share a little bit of my of the things that are happening to me while I'm having this journey, this path, this discovery to have God in my heart, and use it as my only guidance. The second goal of this channel is to have um, uh, the right approach to problem in terms of developing technical tools, or tools based on software. in this case AI, because we're going to focus in AI. Um, why is that? Like I mentioned before, it's not about being in love of an idea. It's about being in love of solve a problem under certain circumstances. So we are going to learn in a simple way how to track um, a, a problem, like how to track workflow and how to identify in that workflow the pain points and the reason uh, why, or the reason behind those pain points, and try um, to solve those pain points through technology, more focus in AI. The third goal is to get everybody to do it. Like today in the AI era, um, like the technology is there for everybody. So there is something that we're going to use that is called vibe developing or vibe coding. What means is basically use certain software or certain tools um, as a developer or developing copilot in order to develop like ideas. So we don't need like to hire uh, developers in a deep way in order to get like proof of concepts or MVPs. So, for example, if I have any idea that that if I'm in my job and I think like what would be really good for me if I could have a tool that help me to do this on that or that in certain use case for me or for my family or for my community or for my church. So so right now with AI we can use certain tools in order to develop really faster and quick tools or ideas in order to have the proof of concept, like to get it to our coworkers. For example, if I have an idea that is going to be really helpful for something that I do in my workplace with my coworkers, then I can use some AI system to develop that proof of concept, and then I can like share it with my coworkers and prove if works or not. Even I can go forward and thinking about an MVP also. So that's the true reason for this community. Like the first one, sharing a little bit of God in my life in this new journey. The second one is like try to approach the developing from a problem solving perspective, and the third one allow everybody to to develop ideas and get uh, proof of concepts out there in the market in a fast and cheap way to to get like MVPs and to create things like help us and help other people to solve problems. Um, so, like I mentioned, what we're gonna use in order to allow everybody to code without the need of the knowledge of coding, like just to make sure that we are not here pretending that we are going to like replace software engineers or something like that. um, but if you have an idea and you will love like to develop those that idea, you can do it right now. If you love technology but you never had the possibility to study like software developing or something like that, right now you can do it onto a certain level, you know. um, so so this is what this channel is about. So all this is possible, of course, because AI, because a term called vibe developing or vibe coding, what means is like use an AI technology as a copilot to develop any tool or anything. In here in the back, you can see my channel. It used to be my personal channel, and in here I have some videos when I was studying like machine learning. For example, in here there is a car predictor that I used like 2 years ago using machine learning model random forest, ChatGPT, Flax, and Flutter. There is some exercise from Google Colab when I was studying machine learning basically. Um, but I stopped to to share that videos with the community, and then after like 2 or 3 years after that, I decided like to retake this channel, but now with a purpose, and and always with God in front of me, and that's why it's not a personal channel anymore, and I decide to change the name of the channel. So another thing is that I decide not to edit any of these videos because I wanted to flow like in real time, because one of the things that I see in Instagram, TikTok, YouTube is a lot of people that show like, oh, how to get an AI agent in 60 seconds. So they know what they're doing. They have been like done that particular project several times, and they copy and paste whatever they are going to do in order to show that is that easy. So I don't want to have that in this channel. That's why I decide that whatever I do, whatever project, I'm going to do it all in live and recorded for this channel without edition. So first of all, it's more transparent, and secondly, I guess for whoever see this video is gonna be like more natural, you know. Um, I remember that when I was learning how to code, I get these videos like 20 minutes in order to code some little project, 25 minutes, and then when I was trying to do it, I spent like 2 hours or something like that, because I used to face problems that probably the one that was doing the video did face the same problem, but they solved it in the back, not in the real time in the video. So I hated at that time that things when it happened, and I don't want that for this channel. So let's move on. So as I said, basically vibe developing is like code or developing with an AI assistant as a copilot. So the tool that we're going to use for that is Fiber Studio, which is this one here. What is Firebase? So like like just to have like a really base understanding about coding. So I divide code in three main things, which are like front end, back end, and database. So basically, the front end is the phase that interact with the user. Like for example, in here, if I click here, this is the front end in the screen that you are watching right now. Sorry. The back end, so we have like the front end, which is what is interacting with the user. Then the information that is shown um, in the back in the interface, like for example in here, this is my name, right? So that information um, and my email and some information is gonna be in a database, right? Some of the information that is here is in the front end, and some of the information is in the database, like depends of the user that is using the interface, right? And then we have the backend, which is like the logic, all the things to interact in between the front end and the database. I mean, that's that's not like it's not that simple, but for what concerns to us is enough to know. So Firebase is uh, the first time I used Firebase was as a database, as a non-relational database. Um, so basically, is a is a is a product from Google that allow you to have the database so you can connect your front end application, your web application or your mobile application with this database, which is Firebase, that is in the cloud. So and is user friendly. So at the first moment that I use Firebase, I love it because I don't know if I mentioned it before, but I have never worked as a software developer directly. I mean, what I mean with that is like it's like it's not that every job that I have done as a software developer is because I was working to solve the problem, right? And then I solved the problem with technology. So in several jobs that I had before, I used to do something else that was not related directly with software developer developing, um, and then as an industrial engineer I have to check processes, I have to find problems, and then I always use to solve those problems with technology. So I start doing projects and hiring or having uh, software developers under my leadership in order to solve those problems. And then I start to develop myself. And then I go to the path for AI software developer, but always with the mindset to solve problems. It's not like somebody tell me like, oh, I want you to create this. I have done project like that, but like end to end project, but it's not like somebody has asked me to solve any particular or to create or to develop any particular software for a huge software company. No, I always go into the process and always uh, try to figure out and track what the problem is and solve that problem use like a tech-based solution. So that's why for example, when some customer, I mentioned before that I'm a co-founder of Bridge AI. So several times people come to me like, hey, I want to use AI. uh, and I always say like, but how? Like, what problem are you trying to solve first? What are your pain points in your workflow, and how that pain is going to improve a key indicator for you. So that's something that I really want to implement in this channel, like to share with you guys. But with time, we're going to get into that work. But back in my story with Firebase, so Firebase is a product from Google from Google that allows people to use database. So at that moment, I use Flutter, which is a framework for Flutter also, in order to create MVPs and proof of concepts. So these guys get with something that is called Firebase Studio, which using generative AI. So generative AI is like a part of the of AI that involve creating content, right? So all these applications like ChatGPT, Gemini, these chatbots use this generative AI, like are inside of this world of generative AI. Um, so 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 Google like launch Gemini and launch Firebase Studio, what basically get um, natural language to create code based in all the Google environment. So, in terms of AI as coding copilot, and one of my favorite is the company is Anthropic, and the software, the tool is Cloud. Cloud is wonderful. Is more for software developers. That's why I don't start with them. But um, sooner than later, I will start sharing like projects with that tool also. But for starting, we're gonna use this one here, Firebase Studio. So so let's click here and get started. um, Basically, I have some one project here that I'm working on. Is a project that I've been working here for 3 weeks right now. But basically, this is the interface. So, is chat user interface. Basically, in here, I can start coding in two ways. I can say here what I want, or I can start here for using any framework. Like for example, this is Flutter. That was the one that I mentioned before. This is Python. I creating I have created several projects with Python in terms of machine learning and generative AI. Like most of the agentic projects that I've been create has a Python as a backend. Net, of course, .NET, a framework from Microsoft, use C Sharp, Angular, Next.js, okay, and React Native. Yeah, and at the moment that I start, just to let you know, I start when I decide that I wanted to learn how to develop was because I was trying to do a project, and I at that moment was a personal project. It was not for a company. It was for me. It was called Shopee Life, and I had a incredible developer, but hiring developers was so expensive at the time and it's still being expensive. So because I spend a lot of money, um, basically I run out of money, so I decide that I need to learn how to develop. So at that time I did boot camp, um, a boot camp in C Sharp and .NET frame framework that was for backend basically, and then I decided to do with a front end framework, and I was in between React Native and Flutter. And that time I decided go with Flutter because it was a Google product, because um, at the moment I was involved in mobile applications, so I need hybrid, and Flutter at that time was hybrid, so you can code um, Android and iPhone with the same code, and they were starting with also web app. So at that moment I decided go with Flutter, and after that all the projects that I did, mobile app projects and including web app projects, I always use Flutter. So just to let you know. Okay, so back to the present. So basically, it's like a chat GPT or something like that. But the good thing that I have with it, with this, like uh, the reason why I decide to go with them is because um, in using Firebase Studio, I can connect like the database, which is Firebase console, which is a fiber product like this one. These are all the um, database that I have created for several projects. So I can connect like the database uh, in the same environment. So that's something that I cannot do with another AI copilots developer tools. So that's why I decide to start this journey with this um, tool, with this software, with Fiber Studio. So back to Fiber Studio. So um, like I say, I'm in my journey uh, with God, like a guidance. Uh, so has been incredible. I have to say, um, I have been I have been a skeptic about God for a lot of time. Maybe because of my um, like engineer mindset. You know, you want to have a reasonable explanation for everything, and when somebody approached me to talk to me about God, I was always thinking about the reason behind, like the logic. And now that God put me under my knees in order to know Him, I have to tell you that it's real and it's beyond any human logic. So, because of that, and because of the approach that I want to have, like not just developing whatever thing, but always keeping any solution under a context of a problem, like under a problem solver mindset. So, talking about God, I have my Bible. I don't know if you see that little door there. I have like a little room that I used to get to play accordion, but I don't do that anymore for since a long time ago. So I decided to use it to pray and to talk with God. So I try to do it in my daily basis. Um, uh, and I'm I'm reading like I try to read every day. So I was the problem that I have is that sometimes I don't I don't keep like tracking what I have read and what next I have to read. Like for example, if I am in, let's say, John first, you know, so tomorrow I want to continue with that reading without the need of writing anything in the Bible. And um, mm, also I would like to have some notes about what I have read, or if I have any question to talk to my pastor or people of the community, of the church community, for example. So in that order, I have a context. So the context is like my Bible reading, and in that content, I can I can say a workflow, which is like I wake up, I read, and then I have to mark what I read in the same Bible, and I don't have any any note any notebook or something where I can like take notes directly w- related what I just read in the Bible, So the I mean, of course, I can take notes in a notebook or something, but the problem with that is like for me, I'm not that organized. Like to have a notebook just for my Bible notes, or having I can also I can also could have like a document in my computer or something, but let's say that I want to have something just for the Bible, related for the Bible. So 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 I want something where I can say, like, where I can track what I have read in the Bible and what I have to read next, and also um, some that I read. If I have any question or something, I would like to have notes. So if I would have something like that in the same place, then we're gonna be easier for me like to keep reading and to follow up the questions that I have with the about the reading with my pastor or something like that. So let's try like to get that approach, like a problem solving approach in this life developing thing that we're trying to do here, and let's see what happens. So um, hello Juan, welcome back. Prototype I'm up with AI. So let's give a context when we describe the problem and what we imagine the solution could be. I mean, I want you to notice that I'm not going to let him, the AI copilot, know exactly what I want. I'm going to give it a simple context that focus in the problem and focus in what would be or look like a solution from the point of view of output, not functionality, right? So let's do that. Let's say something like um, I am I am reading the Bible, and the main problem that I have is that I have I don't have a way to track what I have read, and what I have to read 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 next. Um, Also, I would like to take notes about questions or conclusions of the things that I have read. It's like that. What to create an app that help me with this problem. Okay, click enter, and then let's. Okay, so this is something really good that I like about Firebase Studio, that it's going it's not going to prototype immediately. It's going to give me like a blueprint. So it's a structure of what the app is going to look like. So the features: reading tracker, visually track reading progress through books and chapters. Okay. Note taking allows users to make personal notes related to each verse. Include features like highlights, bolding, italics. Reading reminders, creating a system that remind to user if there are verses and chapters not read. For example, using notification. Mm-hmm. Okay, so give me a style guidelines. Okay, all right, and it's going to give me like the language that I'm gonna use. Basically, it's gonna be a web app. It's going to use TypeScript, Next.js, and Tailwind CSS. Okay, so we're gonna prototype the app here. So basically, Now that I click prototype the app, is going to like to fulfill, to start coding basically. So um, each 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 project has like their own structure, talking about the files, how organized the files are, in what folders. So I will I will show you a little bit of that after this. In here you can see like the path of the files that is like is creating or changing. For example, this is the CSRC folder. In there is a components, in their icons, and you can see all the changes, all the folders, the files that is like creating. So while it's creating, something that you can see here is like get support, switch to code, and publish. So basically, if I click here to switch to code, it's gonna get me to it's going to get me into let's say uh, I mean like looks almost like Visual Studio Code. Like when you code, you use an IDE, which is like integrate development. Um, the E is for environment, so IDE. That is basically that is basically your code editor. So if I click here, I will go to the code editor that is going to look like like one of the most popular IDE, which is Visual Studio. So in here, it's telling me that there is an issue. So let's fix the error. It's telling me that console error, hydration failed because the server. Okay, looks like fixed. So welcome to a scripture to Scripture Path, your personal companion for tracking Bible reading, progress, and capturing insights along your spiritual journey. Enter the app. So look, create like a book that is a Bible, and then these two symbols here are like code symbols. So now that I have the the Firebase Studio like this, I just want to show you something like in here is in case I want to change something specifically. If I click here, for example, let's say I don't like this, or I like to change this thing here or this thing here, so I just click here and it's asking me to describe the changes, but we're not going to change anything. In here is that's a good thing. Like I'm creating a web app, um, but in order to uh, check it from my mobile phone, because even if it's a web app, I can use my browser in my mobile to check it, to test it. It's giving me this link or this QR. That's really good because wasn't was a nightmare for me whenever I was using a web. I was creating a web app to, to test it in a mobile app. I mean, uh, there, there are several tools to do that. That was a nightmare for me to do that. So this is giving you that possibility in a really easy way. So this is just to go to the entire window, and basically this is like the the preview of the project, and this is the conversation that you are having with that. Something that that happened in here that I like is that it's giving you like the state of the develop. Um, like even if you are not coding with an AI copilot, like when you develop like in a normal IDE using your language and your frameworks, something that happens a lot is like your code is working and you try to implement something, and then that implementation just break your code. So you have to go back to where the code was working before the breakdown. So something really cool about this is like in here you can restore the code to any state or that 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 you feel that was better at that moment. So if I ask to do something and it goes like wrong or something, I just need to click here and tell her like, okay, didn't work, just get me back to that state where it was working. That's that's a really good thing to do. You are going to realize in the future that you are going to go through ways where what you were thinking about your project or the AI didn't understand very well, or was not what you was expecting, or didn't like it where you get there. So you have just click there. You have just to click there, and your code is going to restore to whatever version was better for you. Okay, so continue with the app. So I will click here, enter the app. Normally it's going to take a little bit because it's not in production. So meaning is like it's in here in our environment because we are testing it. So basically dashboard will come back to scripter path. Okay, next app, continue you reading Genesis chapter 2, Genesis XH verses, Psalms. Basically, it's giving you like books here. hmm If I click here, let me see if this is study focus, find inspiration. Okay, let me see. So the only thing that this is like a dashboard. Okay, yeah, it's a dashboard. That's why it's not clickable because it's a dashboard. So the only thing that is clickable is here. Go to chapter reading tracker. So let's go to reading tracker. Okay, okay. I have just three books here. uh, chapters in Genesis. So basically, I guess this is this is the way I track. All right, that's good. So, or I can go mark all read. There is an issue where I go and mark all read. Let's fix that error. So, like I say, it's not gonna be perfect from scratch. So you have to go like testing your app, and it's going to recognize problem, if there is any, and then in here is going to give you like here is going to give you like a conclusion about what the error means, and then it's going to find the solution, or it's going to try to find the solution. Like for example, okay, so looks like the error that we had, we don't have it right now. Okay, so if I go here, I'm gonna go to my dashboard. So now this is complete, so it's tracking. I like that. All right, so let's go to reading tracker again. Choose a chapter from the grid above to start. Okay, um okay, so this is, so basically I guess this is some notes. This is not working really good here. uh, yeah, looks like it's typing, so node added, I'm saving the node, but it's typing. So okay, let's describe that problem. So when I type in the node, okay, there is a problem when I try to take a take a note to write a note. Is the typing okay? Let's see what happened. Here we can see that it's thinking, is giving the conclusion, and then it's trying like to fix it. Let's see. Okay, this is working. You can see that it's working. So you can save note, and if I go, okay, now it's not working, it's not saving the note. Just put it's working, but the note is not being saved. So this is what the vibe developing is about. It's about like to go and starting like with a with a problem and try to get into a solution with an AI copilot. If you notice, I didn't tell the AI what exactly I want to do. The reason why is because remember that the AI is a generative AI system and is based in a large language model. And the system is based on a trained model that has been trained with a lot of information, basically almost of the information that we find in the web. So, in theoretical, I mean, in theory, um, knows a lot more than me about how to approach certain idea or how to solve certain problem. So that's why I prefer to give it a context, give it a problem, and give it like how will look like an output in order to solve my problem. But I didn't tell it like give me a dashboard, give me this color, give me this line, give me that. No, no, no. I just give it information about the context and the problem and I how a solution would look like. And from there we have create this that doesn't look bad at all. Let's say, oh no, it's not it's not it's not it's not saving the note. This approach should more capitalize content saving. Now this it's not. Let's try one more time. Still not saving the note. I don't know if maybe one thing that I like to do that I didn't do in this project is like as as soon as the AI give me like the first the first um, like preview, like give me the first result, immediately ask it what is the workflow from the user perspective, like how this web app works. The reason why this is important is because maybe you have in mind how you think the app works based on what you are watching in the screen, but perhaps the AI have a completely different uh, way to approach the same problem. So it's important that what I'm thinking, um, like how does it work, match what is really happening behind. Um, yeah. So let's say it's say no, it's still the same problem. But one of the things, um, one of the things that I mean, this problem, it doesn't. Um, for me, it's not that concerned because so far we're working just in the front end perspective. Like we don't have any database because in order to have a database, so we have like to set up the database in Firebase console. Like we are going to create a Firebase project here in order to have the database. So with a database, that's not going to be any problem because whenever we create or edit a node, then it's going to be it's going to fetch the database in order to save whatever node we create, and then when we click here, it's going to fetch the document where the node is saved, and it's going to show us, and then we can edit what is already there. But what is supposed to do here is to show me just to have it in here. Let's delete it. Let's try again. Yeah, it's not showing me. You know, maybe it's because of that. But we are not going to, because there is a part that involves debugging. But in here, it's just like I'm just getting this example in order like to show how this environment works. So like I say, I can here switch to code, and then it's going to give me like a Visual Studio look like environment. So in here, this is the structure that I was talking about at the beginning. So these are the folders where it's creating everything that involves our app. I like to put this in here. So basically, uh, tracker. I like to do it like this. Okay, like uh, this is the way I like to have it. Let me see. Yeah, so in here I have the code that I can edit in here. I have the application itself, and I have like the AI copilot, so I can ask it certain things about the code. So if you know a little bit about coding or a lot about coding in here, you can like manipulate the code. So in also you can like copy here and use another tools like Cloud AI, for example, Cloud AI. For example, you can you explain me this code? And then it's going to, so if you, so um, sometimes you can like have certain feeling about the error is in this file, and you can use another AI copilot in order to give you some ideas how to fix it. But we are not going to talk about that today. So switch to prototyper, and then this is the app. So it's saving in here what I have done before with tracker. So Exodus chapter 1. Oh, it's giving me this. Wondering why. Yeah, it's still not saving it. No. Let's try one more time. Okay, so this is just an example about how this environment of vibe developing works. This is just one example. So I hope you like it. Uh, I hope you subscribe to this channel. Click like, and please uh, get the notification, like activate the notification, so it's going to help us, the community. This is the first uh, episode of this channel. um, we are going to go deeper with time. We're going to go to some agentic. We're gonna create agents. We're gonna go through some agentic projects. We're going to create projects where we're going to involve like the database, like Firebase database itself, and of course, in the descriptions, I'm gonna get the link if you have any idea about one project or something that you want to develop. Um, we from BizBridge, we can help you out with that. And also, we are thinking about having some deep boot camps about web developing. We're thinking about a really, really, really cheap price in order to have like a really deep course with just few people during the entire weekend in order to go even deep, um, to not just like teach, but uh, to do projects in life, um, with you, like live classes. That's why we're thinking about it. We're not sure about that yet. There is a lot of things going on in this bridge AI. But so far, I hope this uh, first episode was really helpful for you, and um, trying like to create a community here. Thank you very much for your time, and see you in the next episode. God bless you.